back to my channel. So recently, the library I live closest to built a new building, and they said they may not actually sell books at this building, so lately I've been going to a lot of bookstores and buying books that are actually like new copies of books. Usually I buy books used, so they're much cheaper, but I've actually been finding some good deals at these bookstores. So now I have this big stack of books, and I thought it'd be fun to do a book haul today. First up, we have Girls on Film. So in case you haven't watched my last video, this is actually the second book in the series. I haven't read the first book, and when I bought this book I thought it was actually a standalone novel, so I was kind of unpleasantly surprised when I found out it was the second book, so I had no idea what was going on. But basically it's about a girl named Anna, or Anna, and she goes to LA to meet this boy named Ben, and he disappears, and so then he's trying to win her back. So she's basically doing everything she can to make him jealous, including hanging out with her former nemesis, Sam Sharp. So then there's this whole big thing of, will she go with Ben or will she leave him for something else? After that, we have The Legacy of Nobody Smith. My aunt and uncle actually sent this to me as a graduation gift, and it was written by their friend, so someone they knew. This book takes place during the Great Depression, and it's about a 6-year-old boy named Smitty. He's a shoe shiner with a lame arm, and he lives with his great family who loves him a lot, and when he becomes a teenager, he finds out that his birth was unwanted. So he ends up running away to try to find his true self and figure out who he really is. After that, we have We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. You may know her from Genuine Fraud. This book is told from the viewpoint of a girl named Cadence. She is part of a very wealthy and well-known family, and every year they go to this island to all see each other. However, one year, Cadence wakes up with no memories of the past year, and she's trying to figure out what happened to her, first of all, and what she doesn't remember. Along the way, she falls in love with a boy named Gat, although he could have something to do with her amnesia. Next, we have Pegasus, Flame of Olympus. This is the story about how a Pegasus and a girl named Emily become friends when a Pegasus crashes onto her roof in her Manhattan apartment. Emily ends up getting caught in a war between the Roman gods and a stone army called the Nereids. Her quest is she has to return Pegasus to Olympus and save the gods from death. Oh, also they need to run from a secret organization that wants to dissect the Pegasus for scientific discoveries. After that, we have The Teacher's Funeral and Here Lies the Librarian by Richard Peck. These are both comedies, however they are about different people. Russell really wants to go off and work with the harvesters for the 1904 all-steel threshing machines. However, the only thing standing between him and his dream is his teacher. Fortunately for him, she recently died. So just when he thinks he can go off and achieve his dream, a new teacher shows up who's even worse than the first one. So he of course decides to show this teacher who's boss, and chaos ensues. And Here Lies the Librarian, a young boy named Pee-wee idolizes his older brother, Jack. They live in rural Indiana where they own a small garage. However, one day a young librarian shows up and to astonish them all, and she changes Pee-wee's life. Next, we have The Lost Kingdom of Balar. I actually bought this for my sister for a birthday present because she actually really enjoyed the book of Valkyrie, and this is kind of reminded me of it, so I thought she might enjoy it. It's the story about a girl named Peregrine who's part of a group called the Lochte, and she has servants who are part of the Bamare group who she considers less than human. Like, they aren't considered, they're considered to be weak and cowardly. However, one night she gets visited by a fairy named Helena, who tells her that she is not Lochte-born, but rather she is a Bamare. And the fairy tells her that she has a quest she was going to free her people from the Lochte. After that, we have Siri, Who Am I? This follows the story of a girl named Mia who wakes up in hospital one day in a fancy dress with amnesia. So in order to find out who she really is, she uses Instagram and Uber to retrace her steps and try to figure out her life. Next we have The Breathless. This story is about a girl named May whose sister Roxanne dies. Roxanne's boyfriend Cage happened to have disappeared the night she was murdered, but he shows up 12 years later at May's doorstep asking where she is because he has no recollection of the past 12 months and thinks she was just alive the day before. Then May finds a little green book with all these secrets in it that may help her get her sister back. I've also bought 2 books by Sarah Dessen, Lock and Key and Once and For All. Lock and Key is about a girl named Ruby who's used to taking care of herself, but she's living with her sister now, and it turns out there's this cute boy next door. And Once and For All, Luna's mother has a wedding planning business, so Luna's seen it all. She's seen every type of wedding. And she's also seen every kind of outcome as well. So she has become very cynical of happy endings, but then a serial dater, Ambrose, comes into her life and he falls in love with her. The question is, can he make her feel the same way about him? Finally, we have Suicide Notes from Beautiful Girls. This follows the story of June, whose best friend, Delia, is now dead. Apparently one night, June, Delia, and June's boyfriend, Ryan, were all having some fun in a shed, and it caused the death of Delia. However, June doesn't believe there was a suicide, and so she tries to find out the truth. So that's all the 12 books I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.
I said goodbye